Okay, so, of course, like me, I'm gonna buy a yacht or two. So if you want to do that, you can do that as well. Emily's like, no, he's not. Okay, back inside of the studio.
Well, Kevin, first you better learn how to stay in the water, because last year Kevin fell in the water at the boat show and soaked not just one cell phone, but two.
We need a
cell
replay.
Phones.
We need a replay.
I wonder if we still have that. John, do we still have that? If we still have that, I certainly think we need to play it, because, that's
he
good
doesn't
times.
think we have it. Oh, darn it. Maybe it's on YouTube somewhere.
It might be. We should check.
If you find it, tweet us and tell us, because we'll download it. Poor guy.
All right, well, today is a nice day to be heading out and about.
Poor Kevin. We have too much fun at his expense, don't we? Now let's get into our traffic report. I want to take you onto the 403 at Aberdeen. Saga, not finding any issues. Okay, Emily, what are the details today on today's weather? Thanks so much for joining us this morning here on the Weather Network. Emily will be back with all the details on what you can expect for your weather today. A slight warm up in the future, but first, here's a look at traffic. The good news is that crash on the 403 at Aberdeen, a bus, so that's also going to slow down your commute just a little bit more this morning. All right, I'll turn things over to Emily with a look at today's weather.
Okay, that is some great advice. Here, fishy, fishy. I don't know why I'm saying that. Here, fishy, fishy, fishy. Back inside to you, Emily and Rachel. Here,
Oh, Kevin, I totally can relate. That's such a good Sesame Street clip when Bert and Ernie are sitting in the boat. And do you remember it?
No, I don't think
you're
so.
so young.
I don't think so.
You're so young.
Bert and Ernie, tell the
They're
story.
sitting in the boat, and Bert is fishing, and he can't catch anything, and he's getting all annoyed. And then Ernie just goes, here, fishy, fishy, fishy. And all these fish start jumping in the boat.
Oh, okay. I'll have to look that
Oh,
up.
boy. It's like a YouTube clip from the 70s anyways. Let's just take a look at the forecast. You just made me feel about 1 billion years
Sorry.
old. Okay, -6. Your warming temperatures, and when Tom gets back, he'll make me feel young again, because he'll remember when Sesame Street started. Right, Tom?
For the record, Sesame Street was around when I was a kid. I just do not recall that clip. Okay, let's get into our traffic story now, because we are looking at a few problems. And then into Mississauga, delays Erin Mills over to here, Ontario. Okay, Emily, more on the weather. Here we go.
Not the fish.
All right, looks like a cool idea. I'm sure it's a lot easier to park a boat in there with no wind, no current off Lake Ontario. So, hey, check it out. Rachel Schoutsen here with you right now, and let's take a look at the drive, because we have quite a few issues. But quite a few issues that we are dealing with. Of course, water main break in Kitchener as well. That has King Street closed from Ottawa to Sydney. Emily. All right, thanks, Emily. And as we look at those videos there of the water main break in Toronto, there is a new water main break today in Kitchener, and that's closing King Street from Ottawa to Sydney. So big travel delays around there. Also big travel delays on the 403. Don't go anywhere. We have more on the cold. That's all coming up. Awesome. Looks good. Looks like a lot of fun. And Kevin, finally out of the cold. Emily will have all those details in a second, but first, we have a lot to talk about traffic-wise here. We'll find those on and off delays into the downtown. Now, Emily, today's weather. Let's get into it.
And back inside to the studio. Wow. I think it's a little better than me, Chris.
Kevin, you're all suited up. Just don't forget, put your phone aside, or hopefully you have an extra bag of rice. Because last year Kevin dropped not one but 2 phones in the water when he fell in the water. I would have paid to see that. We didn't catch that on camera.
I would have. I know. I would have too. So hopefully our cameraman today, take this as a little note. Film everything.
Everything you got. I noticed Kevin had a life jacket on. So we'll see. All right, -6 is our daytime high today.
There is a lot going on the roads right now. Quite a few crashes for you to deal with. And so overall, we are looking at a very busy spot in the morning right now, Emily. Well, a very good morning to you. Thanks for tuning it into the Weather Network. Emily will be back in a second with all the details on today's weather, but the drive, it's a mess out there. Good news is we cleared the crash on the 403 eastbound there. So some problems with the transit this morning, and of course, we'll keep you updated. But first, here's Emily.
Oh, Mickey!
Now, I just want to note, thanks, Kevin, that water is brought in straight from Lake Ontario, and I don't believe there's a heater in there.
No. I see. I would do that. In the Bahamas, in Barbados, St. Lucia, send me anywhere. I'd be the best wakeboarder.
Not so much here in Lake Ontario. All right, -6 is our daytime high today. So yeah, I guess if you want to feel the warmth and learn how to wakeboard in the winter, today's a great day for it.
And there's quite a bit on the go right now as we look at the major routes. We are still looking at this crash 410 southbound, just south 404 and down to Don Mills. Okay, Emily, the weather today and of course the warm-up that's in store. That's incredible. That is amazing. Some fun summer activities. That's what you can look forward to. And Kevin Yard, well, he should do that too on the show, shouldn't he? Now let's get into your traffic report because there's a lot to talk about here. We outbound, same thing goes on the Gardiner eastbound, very heavy delays. All right, Emily, today, what's the weather looking like? I know we're slightly warmer, which is good. There is a lot going on the roads right now. Quite a few crashes, some new problems as well. So let's get into this. We'll take a look at our Beat the Traffic system here. And don't go anywhere, because when we return, Emily will be back with details on the long range.
Inside the studio, how's the traffic conditions, Rachel?
Well, they are not as exciting as flyboarding, I'll tell you that, Kevin. But yeah, it is a busy drive out there. Let's jump into it right now as we take a look at the 403. We're still looking at this problem. That ramp is now open again, no longer looking at a crash, but a very active morning in terms of the traffic. And Emily, fill us in on the weather.
Hey, not falling in the water. Not falling in the water.
You just keep telling yourself that, Kevin.
Keep saying it again and again. You want to know what, though? Talking about the boat show, one thing that I really think about is last year we saw so much ice cover on the Great Lakes that for boaters getting back into the water, it took so long. So this year, with less ice cover, well, maybe it will be better for the boaters out there.
Let's hope so.
Yeah.
Keep our fingers crossed for them. Kevin is saying, don't fall in, don't fall in, don't fall in, because last year he fell in with 2 cell phones. So it's been kind of a running joke around here and at the Toronto Boat Show. They said that they would provide him with an extra bag of rice.
Save the cell phone.
All right, -6 is our daytime high today. We are going to be seeing lots of sunshine with high pressure in place, which is...
And it is such an active morning in terms of traffic. We've had multiple crashes on the 403 through Ancaster, the QEW, the DVP. The list continues. We'll keep you updated on those crashes. And first, here's Emily with the warming trend.
That's good news for a lot of people.
And what an active morning we are seeing in terms of the traffic. I'm going to start off with the good news. The crash we've been following on the 403 in Mississauga just before you get to Erin Mills, Mississauga Road, that has now cleared. So some very good news here. It's a very busy drive as well as you make it out on the Don Valley Parkway. Southbound is jammed, and also eastbound on the Gardiner. It's a busy route. Now, I'll turn things over to Emily with a look at your forecast.
I call it
Wow.
Yeah, a little front flip action there.
Okay. All right, you got to teach me how to do that. Great job. All right, give me a high five. All right, back inside of the studio. That was amazing.
Kevin, I'll pay money to see you do that. I'll pay a lot of money to see you do that. Okay, well, today it's going to be fairly cool. We're looking at a daytime high of -6.